Today's lesson in abnormal psychology is about dissociative identity disorder. Ugh, so say that 3 times fast. We are going to call it, for the remainder of this lesson, D.I.D, which is a lot easier to say than dissociative identity disorder. Dissociative identity disorder, or D.I.D, used to be called multiple personality disorder, and that's because it is defined by the presence of more than one identity in one body. So, multiple personality disorder, multiple personalities. Later on, it was renamed as D.I.D. So, can you think of some characters that have multiple personality disorder or D.I.D? There's quite a few in literature and in movies. You've probably seen or at least heard of this movie, Me, Myself, and Irene. So Jim Carrey's character in this movie suffered from D.I.D. He had one personality that didn't even know about the other personality. Another example is Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Like that reflection there? So Gollum, there's one part in one of the movies where he's talking to himself and arguing his two personalities have two different ideas about how to proceed. Another movie example, older, more famous movie, also a book, very important book, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, probably the oldest example of D.I.D. So, all these characters had more than one personality in their body. And sometimes the personality doesn't even know about the other personality. So what happens when you have D.I.D. is you often have blackouts. So when you're switching from one personality to the other, you black out, you lose memory of what's going on. You often have big gaps, not just like when you forget to do your homework, but like a big gap of time that you're missing, sometimes even a whole day, multiple days, when you're switching personalities. So, because D.I.D. is such a serious disorder, it often comes with a lot of other disorders like depression. It can also come with some other personality disorders like bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder. So, even a more serious one like schizophrenia. It also comes with some other physical symptoms like headaches. For example, when you're blacking out, switching from one personality to the other, you may be getting headaches, sleep disturbances, sleeping too much, not sleeping at all, attention problems. Obviously, if you're not sleeping well, you're having blackouts, you're probably not paying attention very well either. There's really no known cause for D.I.D. Some doctors think it could be from childhood abuse, physical, sexual abuse in childhood. The idea behind that is they created another personality or multiple personalities to escape from reality. Some doctors think that D.I.D. doesn't even exist at all. They think that it may be made up by therapists who are doing hallucinations. So, is that the case? Could some doctors perhaps implant memories that aren't real? It's possible. It's possible. There's really no cure for D.I.D. You can treat with medication. You can treat with therapy. Often clients will choose to do psychotherapy, talk through their problems. Obviously, if there's a history of abuse, it makes sense to talk through that abuse, and that may help the personality sort of disappear, resolve the issues. Sadly, a lot of people with D.I.D. choose to self-medicate. So they do drugs. They may engage in behaviors that are not safe, again, in order to just feel better. And even more sadly, some people with D.I.D. end up committing suicide. The symptoms just may be just too much for them, and they just can't do it, can't go on. So, what do we know about D.I.D.? It's a very rare disorder. It doesn't happen a lot, which is why some doctors think it may not even be real. But what is real is that people do experience multiple personalities. And whether that is imposed by a doctor or not, it's still something that needs to be dealt with. So we still have a lot more to learn about D.I.D. And maybe it's part of another disorder, symptoms of another disorder. Only time will tell. So thanks for listening to the lesson. Bye.